Well, Baker Mayfield's been in the news a lot in this offseason. We're going to talk about the extension on his contract and his injury just came out in the quarterback series. We'll talk about that today. I do believe he deserves that $50 million contract. I do think he deserves $50 million. If you look at how he's played, he was an MVP candidate in the first 8 weeks. And I know people are going to say, well, what about the second half? Look at the second half. Look at the team he was playing with. First of all, his receivers were getting injured left, right, and center. He has no run game with Rachaad White, who's a bum, and Sean Tucker, who's good for a couple games. Well, there was no Bucky to run. So you had Baker Mayfield with 3 O-linemen on IR trying to lead his team. And he was playing well enough to win majority of those games in the back half. People pretend like we were losing by 1 billion points. That only happened in the Lions game and the Rams game. The rest of those games were winnable. Guess what didn't win us those games? The defense. The defense let up points after point. Let me take you back to that Falcons game when they wore the creamsicle jerseys. Baker had played well enough through his injuries and that trash O-line. He played well enough to win that game comfortably. And guess what happened? The defense was letting up 3rd and 28, which led to Mike Evans possibly leaving. It could have been that moment. Everyone saw that viral clip of him. So I hate hearing all that talk about Baker Mayfield not being elite or not even great. Like, people swear Baker is a mid-quarterback, 20s range, and you're just delusional. Someone who can play as an MVP candidate in the first 8 weeks while he's healthy, even while he wasn't healthy. He was injured in week 2 and 3 and so on, and still for the first 8 weeks he was playing elite level, MVP level. It just, the injuries added up. He had no run game, no O-line blocking for him. He literally had ham sandwiches blocking for him. So I don't want to hear that non-elite talk. He is definitely elite and he deserves to get paid. Who are the Bucks gonna bring out? They had Kyle Trash, but he was trash, so that's why they got rid of him. Teddy Bridgewater, he came in for 1 game, looked like he didn't want to be there. And people also said that Baker should have sat out for the season. We would have missed the playoffs even worse. We wouldn't even been in the run for it. Baker was the only reason we were keeping up with that race, and we could have won it if we just had a defense. If we would have had Teddy Bridgewater play the rest of the season was over. People swear that Teddy would have brought us to the playoffs. You're delusional. You're just a Baker hater at that point. You just have to look at the game as what it is, and you got to see that the defense was letting up millions and millions of points. Also can't forget who his play caller was, Josh Grizzard. He's a terrible OC. He was barely utilizing anyone correctly. He stopped using the running backs properly. We were running on downs that we did not need to. Look at his previous years with the Bucks. He's won us a couple playoff games, and following Tom Brady, that's all you can ask.